Hi, and welcome to Marshashana Yoga. As fall moves towards winter in this neck of the woods, we kind of hunker down a bit as we prepare for the oncoming cold and tough weather. This rooting down helps us to nurture the root chakra, which is the first chakra and the topic of our show today. It's the first chakra and it's located at the base of the spine. Remember, the chakras are those little wheels of energy along the spine, and the root chakra is located right there at the bottom. This is the source of our very being. It's the source of our fight or flight response, that place of survival instinct. It's the place, too, where we are connected to the earth and to our own physical bodies. It's where our will to live resides. I have a very, very dear friend who was once so sick from anxiety and depression that I did not think I would see this person leave the hospital alive. It was terrible. And I do believe that this is the place that energy was drawn from in order to move away from death and towards life. This Muladhara, or root chakra, allows us to connect to the experiences of our ancestors as well. And we may carry residual energy within us at birth. In fact, everyone has some blockage in the root chakra simply because these ancestral memories are imprinted in that subtle body. Now remember, we discussed the subtle body when we talked about the koshas, or the layers of the body, and also the chakras, which are part of that layer next to the physical body. So there is a belief in the yoga world that things such as natural disasters or famine or other forces that threaten our existence can be carried forward for generations, making for generational patterns that exist unconsciously. Wow. I remember when I first heard of this in my teacher training, and it was one of those things that made me go, what? The good part of that is that we have also embedded within us the survival methods that worked for our ancestors, like resourcefulness and bravery. Balancing this chakra can make us feel more self-confident, calm, centered. We will have more energy. If we are out of balance here, we can feel angry or controlling or both. So how do we open that root chakra, which is also known as the Muladhara? Well, first, we can envision a red glowing light or red lotus flower at the base of the spine and meditate on that bright red light, picturing it moving throughout the legs and feet and just making you feel more grounded to the earth. In fact, using red candles can also add to the effect. Take a walk, and remember the key word here is mindfulness. Noticing as the feet lift up and down and settle down into the ground. I love to walk in the cemetery barefoot, but not in the winter. This is how I like to open that chakra. As you do this meditative walking, you will rest the mind and open the Muladhara. Gardening or creating pottery is another way of opening that root chakra because you're just getting into that earthy stuff. Dancing is also good. And even if you're not comfortable dancing in public, do it by yourself. It's a great way to balance the chakra. And if you sing along, you can open that throat chakra too. Taking a shower is also a great opener and cleanser of this. Since the root chakra is a place of primal stuff, being clean is something we share with the animal world. Gets us down to the nitty-gritty, so to speak. And why not throw a pedicure on top of that? If we're starting from the base up, then taking care of the feet is a good idea. For those of us who have suffered from foot problems, we know it can just throw everything off. As a side note, those foot problems have resolved over time with the regular practice of yoga. Eating red foods like apples and strawberries, or food with roots is good. Beets will do double duty there. Also foods like eggs, beans, and nuts that are high in protein also help the cause. Since this chakra is the first one, this must be open in order for energy to reach the other chakras. It's kind of like a building where the foundation must be solid in order to support the structure above. So if the root chakra is open, you will feel secure in your world. This chakra can be overly open too, though. That might present as annoyance, anger, aggression, or impulsivity. It also may result in controlling behavior, materialism, and an inability to accept change. If that chakra is underactive, it might make a person feel disorganized, disconnected from both the world and your own physical body. It can present as fear, anxiety, an inability to be financially secure. This also might include a lack of boundaries and a lack of stamina. The physical manifestation associated with the blockage of this chakra includes irritable bowel stuff, a poor immune system, a lack of sex drive, anemia, and depression. Now, on a more cheerful note, I would like to introduce my guest. Now, she has been on this show a number of times. Her name is Lois Minkovich. Welcome, Lois.
Hello, Marsha. Nice to be back. Nice to be here today.
So good to have you here.
What a wonderful explanation of the root chakra that you just gave to the audience and to myself.
Thank you, Lois.
That was so informational. And I had no idea about the ancestry things. And one interesting note that the audience might find pretty interesting is that Marsha and I go way back. We have known each other since we were 6 years old.
That's right.
Since the first grade.
That's right.
And another interesting thing, both of our families come from Nova Scotia. So we share an ancestral root back to Nova Scotia.
That's right, we do. We are hooked at the root chakra.
We are hooked at the root chakra. That we are. Yes, yes.
Such a pleasure to have you again, Lois.
Wonderful to be here and sharing today with you.
So let's go to the mat and open up that root chakra.
Sounds great.
All right. So we begin today, as we always do, by drawing our attention to the rise and fall of the breath. We notice on the inhalation as the breath moves up the body, and on the exhalation as it moves down. We allow our concerns to drift away. Let's begin now to deepen our breaths by breathing first into the abdomen and then the ribs and up into the chest. And then releasing the chest, ribs, abdomen, and just returning to that natural rhythm of your breath. So today on the show, we focus on that root chakra, and the Shavasana, this corpse pose, is good for opening that chakra. We allow the earth to support us here. We feel safe and supported. let's just stretch the body by drawing the arms behind us, extending the fingertips away as we push the heels forward, just grounding down with the calves a bit, and breathing. So when we get in this position, we sometimes are compromised in the lung area, so we want to stop breathing, but just continue to breathe in and out. And on your next exhalation, allow the arms to come down in time with the breath. And then we point the feet, stretching the top of the feet, and then flexing them. Pointing and flexing the feet as we loosen the ankles. Again, pointing and flexing. And then pushing the toes towards the ceiling, spread them wide, and then wiggle them a little. And then spread the toes wide. And then draw the toes towards each other, letting the heels slide apart, and push the toes forward, just feeling a little stretch in the inner side of the legs. And then coming back up and just wipering the feet back and forth. So we notice that connection from the feet right to the hips, lubricating and opening the hips. And then coming back to hip distance with the legs and tapping the legs a little, some circulation in them. And then coming to rest, draw the arms straight up in the air and let the shoulders rest down. And then just spread the fingers wide and then make a loose fist. Make sure you can see your hands, that they're not back behind your shoulders. And then spread the fingers wide and make a loose fist. And then tuck your thumb inside your fist and just make some circles with that loose fist. Just warming up the wrists. And the other way. And then interlacing, bring your other index finger in front, the one you normally don't. And then push the palms upwards. Inhale to the chest. Exhale forward. Inhale to chest. Exhale to ceiling. Separate the hands facing each other. Extend the arms. Extend the legs. Exhaling down. Bring your feet to the floor one at a time. And then draw the knees in with your hands, fingers pointing towards your feet. Inhale, allow the arms long. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Cross the ankles and widen the knees just a little and just make some rotations. So we just notice the feeling of the movement on the lower back. We always try to keep that motion slow. And then coming to center, undo your feet, point and flex your feet. Keep a little distance between the legs and the feet. Now draw the soles up towards the ceiling, point and flex. Draw the soles of the feet together if you're able, to whatever ability you can, and draw those feet in towards the chest. So we just stretch the inner groin. And then drop the feet to the floor, extend the arms, extend the legs. Exhaling down, and you can take out your bolster or pillow or whatever you have and just come down to a flat back. Bring the feet to the floor one at a time. Draw your right leg into your chest. Extend the right leg up. Push the sole up, spread the toes. Point and flex the foot. And then cross that foot over the other so that your hip and knee are in a nice straight line. Use your right hand to encourage that hip, that thigh to open up a little in that hip. And then draw that up and just gently rock it in and out. And then extend your left leg up and interlace behind it. And when you do this, be careful not to let your neck come up. Point and flex that left foot up there. And then push the sole upwards and push the thigh into the interlaced fingers. Let that left knee drop down and interlace in front of it and draw it in. Stretching that hip. Bring left foot to the floor, cross the other one all the way over. Left hand comes down. Right hand comes down. Left takes the legs over to the left. And then letting your head and upper torso move towards the right. Take a breath. Inhaling to center. So we talk, and uncrossing. And we talk about cleansing that chakra. So we do these twists, which actually squeeze the toxins right out of your body. Bring your left knee into your chest. Extend that leg up. point and flex that foot. And then spread the toes wide and push the sole up to the ceiling. Stretch that leg. And then cross that over the other, open that left thigh, and then lift those legs up and gently rock them. Bring the right foot down to the floor, cross the other over, left hand comes down, right takes the legs to the right, head to the left. Big breath. Inhaling up to center. Once more, extend the legs and extend the arms. Exhale the arms down, and then just come over. Just come up on your arms for a moment. And with the feet hip distance apart, let's try just extending the legs up. See if we can come up to that boat where we just kind of get that sweet spot. And we just try. So we plant the seed and then we just keep trying. And then bringing the feet down. So let's come up to seated position. Let's come up, cross the left foot and then the right. Coming up to seated. And then we're going to, as we exhale, we're going to drop the head. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop the head. Come back up. Let's do just 2 breaths of Ujjayi breath. So an Ujjayi breath, or victorious breath, we're constricting slightly at the back of the throat. So we can hear ourselves breathe. Maybe the person next to us, Lois, might hear me a little. I always do it a little exaggerated for my students, but just get that little noise going at the back. So let's begin. 2 breaths. Inhale left with the head. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Come back to center. Lift the chin a little. And drop the head. Keeping the neck long and straight. Just working that neck a little. And then coming up. Bend forward. Fold over that, stretching those hips. So come down to wherever you're able. And then coming back up. Extend your legs. Point and flex the feet. Lift the arms up. Move them forward. Lift your chest. Keep the back straight. Take a breath in Dandasana. Expanding that space in the chest. Walk the hands back up. Bring your right leg in and then your left. Bring one arm up beside you and tilt to the side, but keep grounded as we root down with that root chakra. Keeping well grounded and just stretching the side of the waist and then coming back and up with the other side. Over. And then coming back. Again, let's fold forward now. Stretching the hips. And then coming back up. Okay, let's come to table pose form. Let's take the blanket off the low first. And then let's come to this table position for a moment. And in table, we have the shoulders directly over the wrist. And the hips sit right over the knees. Let's inhale to flat back, head up. Exhale, round and tuck. Lengthen the arms, press down with the feet. Inhale, come up. Exhale, round and tuck. Come up to a flat back, tap the feet. Stretch the right foot out. Stretch the toes. And then lift that foot over the other. And then look back on that bent side. Keep the top of your body nice and straight where it was. Bring that foot back and bring it out to the front. And come into that little half, kind of a modified half table, half plank, side plank. And then come back down, come back. Draw the left foot out. Curl the toes. So anytime you do any work with the feet, you're You're encouraging that root chakra to open as well. Bring that over the other foot, and then look back at it. Just twisting. We move the body in lots of ways in yoga to keep it flexible. And then bring that foot back and bring it to the front, sole down as you extend one arm over. Keep the shoulder, bring the arm forward a little low so that it's with your shoulder and not back, that's all. And then coming down, toes together, knees apart, resting in child's pose. Bringing the buttocks back towards the feet as much as possible. And then we'll just come up, and we'll come up to standing. So we'll come to Tadasana first. And Tadasana is the basic foundational pose for all the standing poses. It's a mountain pose. And it centers and grounds us. This is a root chakra opening. We ground down with the feet. We lift the crown of the head. And we extend the fingers down, taking a breath. In Tadasana. This helps to center and ground us. I'm safe, I'm supported, we're growing, we're prospering. Inhale up, draw in the stability of the earth, reach up, and then fold down in Uttanasana. That intense stretch, looking back through the back of the knees. You can always bend the knees a little to modify. The feet are hip distance apart. We're looking back between the legs. Now we get that intense stretch of the hamstrings. Bend and straighten the legs, bend and straighten the legs. And we get that intense stretch of the hamstrings with this pose. The weight moves forward to the feet. And then just bend the knees a little and come up. And exhale. Now when we get that tightness in the hamstrings, the body sometimes the body is feeling the sensation to run away. So when the hamstrings are tight, we want to run. And this Uttanasana, let's do it one more time. This time let's bring one hand to each elbow. And lift up, so lift up out of the waist. The idea is to extend that spine and then fold. And just let the weight of the arms move forward with you, as long as it doesn't bother your body in any way. So this eases the worried mind. And then bend the knees a little and come up. So now let's move wide. Let's step wide, because those are good grounding poses, the Tadasana and the Uttanasana. And now we do Warrior Two. So we move one foot out all the way and the other one in a little bit. And then we face our torso the way we originally started, and we extend the arms. And then we bend that forward knee as we bring the knee right over the ankle. We keep that back leg nice and strong. Fingers are a little bit apart, shoulders are relaxed down. Move the knee towards the little toe side of the foot. Fierce Warrior. So in Fierce Warrior, we're grounding down, baby. We're getting centered. Bring that front arm down and extended side angle. Reaching over, keep the head with the arm. So that Warrior Two, that's right where our fight or flight is. That's like it's a primal part of us. Come back up, hands to hips, feet to center. And then just turn the other foot out all the way, the back one in. So the main idea with the Warrior Two, too, extend the arms, is to keep the body centered. So sometimes I'll have my students just reach back a little first before they bend the forward knee, because a lot of times people want to do this. So it's like you have to bend the knee and and that'll come over time too. So we just keep that back leg strong, and then bring the front arm down as you extend over. And then coming back up and out of that Virabhadrasana too, that Warrior Two, coming to the center. Inhale, round the shoulders. Exhale, back. Inhale up. Exhale, back. Inhale up. Exhale, back. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, ha, ha. Inhale up. Exhale, ha, ha. Inhale up. Exhale, ha, ha. Now let's just step a little wider than our hip distance and just soften the knees a bit. Bring the hands in front. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Up. Don't grip the hands, down. Inhale. Exhale, wood chopper. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And coming back up. Okay, we also talked about the cleansing with the root chakra, so we actually physically showering opens that chakra. We also do some other cleansing work here, and we've done this before, so we a little wider than hip distance, knees are soft. We begin to just do this loose sleeves thing. So we're going to just get rid of some of the toxins. Now we do that by twisting as well. When we do those twisting actions, we're squeezing. And this is another way we do it. We start by tapping, making a loose fist, and tapping just below the breastbone. And this helps us to drain the lymph nodes and helps get rid of those toxins in the body. So we do it with some vigor so that we feel the sensation. And then we come back to the swinging arms, that loose sleeve kind of effect. So we just let the body relax. And then we make that loose fist, and again we tap the lung spot, so we're coming right above the breast, a little bit lower down than we were. Now, the lungs are getting rid of most of the toxins in your body, so we're encouraging the lungs to get rid of all that crap in there. Because remember, at any one time, you've got about 450 chemicals in your body, just from the plastics and all the stuff that's around us. So, and then we come back to the loose arms, to that swinging sleeves. And then I'm just going to turn around to show you better, and of course you can see Lois too, but we're going to do the same thing on the kidney points. So we tap, whoops, not the microphone, the kidneys. And then coming back and just tapping like that, back and forth for a while, and getting some of that, of course we know the kidneys are responsible for that. And then coming back to that center spot. All right, now let's come to the front of our mats. Into Tadasana, again, we get that nice hip distance. Inhale the arms overhead. Fold, step back into down dog. Push one foot up at a time, so get one heel up and one down, just alternating those feet, stretching them. And then come up on the toes, way up, stretch them, and then lower your heels and come into plank. Now in plank, you're lifting the belly, but descending the buttocks. Your vision, Lois modifies, because Lois has shoulder issues, so she doesn't come up to these full plank things right now. She works on some other stuff while we're doing that. And that's what you should do. You should modify. Now this is a great core strengthener. Come back to down dog if you can, if you're able. Back to plank. And let's try a side plank. So let's move to the sides of the feet. Now Lois does a modified plank. She drops the back leg. Keep the arm right over the shoulder. Don't let it come back here. You get into shoulder issues that way. Come back down, into plank again. Move to the other side. Extend one shoulder arm right over the other. Keep the feet on the sides. And again, you can drop that back leg. And then come back down, comes to child's pose. Toes together, knees apart, rest the head. So, while we're opening the root chakra, we're building that nice foundation on which we can build, we can prosper, we can be more open to abundance. We get more out of life. So let's bring one leg forward between. Now in this place, the knee right over the ankle, back knee is behind the hip this time. Now, you can bring your hands up. I don't want you to put pressure on your knees. You should never put pressure on the knees or elbows or anywhere there's a joint. But I use this just as a guide, and then I tuck my back toe and I come back up into this position. I create resistance with that back foot. Bring the arms back into jet airplane. Keep your vision in front of your mat. Take a breath. Interlace the hands, lift the chest. Lower down, bring the feet down to the floor, drop the back knee, bring that other foot back. Bring the left one forward. Make sure it's over the knee over ankle. Come up to your knee, lift your back foot, tuck the toe, creating some resistance. And then bring the arms back in jet airplane. Let that knee move to the little toe side, if any. Interlace the hands, lift. come back down, drop the hands, drop the back knee, and again, come back into child's pose, rest the head. So remember that if you want to open this more, you can walk. Walking is good, especially barefoot, and walking mindfully. As we said, so that we're noticing as you do that. And there's always that cool idea too about how when you walk, it's walking slowly and softly. And there's this idea, you know, when you pick up a lot of things when you're learning the yoga business thing here, but about treading softly on the earth. So when you stomp your foot in fury, it reverberates somewhere else. It's just cool. It's just a cool thought. It's just food for thought. But anyway, also when you get your root chakra, you know, open, you're more open to abundance, but you also trust the universe more. So you're less inclined to be hoarding and stuff like that. You should also watch your thoughts. You should watch things like, oh, I never have anything. Don't think those thoughts. Okay, so let's come back up for a minute, Lo. Let's run through the sun salutation, okay? Now, Lois, she knows how to modify for the sun salutation because it's not a beginner pose, but there's many ways to modify it. So let's start at the top, into Tadasana. Inhale up, fold, Uttanasana, hands beside the feet, step back with the left foot. So we come into Anjanasana, right? We keep that, yeah, nice, Lois, looks so good. Lois keeps that nice strong back leg. We keep our vision right in front of the mat, not looking down, and then we bring the other foot back to meet it in plank pose. And again, Lois will modify. You bring that other foot back. And with Lo, she'll come down into Chaturanga in a different way, a modified way by dropping her legs. The rest of you, keep either way. Keep your arms in towards your body. Lower knees, chest, chin all at once. Now push down and lift up either to Cobra, Bhujangasana, or to Up Dog where the feet and hands touch. Chest coming through the arms. Flip the feet, come to Down Dog. Take a breath. Move your vision towards your hands. Step forward with that left foot, bringing it back into Anjanasana. And then we move that right foot forward to meet it. We come back into Uttanasana. We come into that forward fold. And then loosen the knees, come up. Exhale to prayer. And now we have to do the other side. So we'll just go, we'll start again, and we'll just do the other side. So inhaling up, extending, fold, step back with the right foot. And we come into the other side. So we're doing the Anjanasana again, keeping that back leg strong, and making sure your knee does not go past your ankle. And then step back with that other foot and come into plank pose. So sometimes for Anjanasana, if you're just starting out, you kind of got to move your leg forward physically. That's what I had to do. Now keep your arms in and come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Flip the feet, come up into Cobra or Up Dog, and then to Down Dog. Take a breath. And then look towards your hands, bring your right foot forward, come back into Anjanasana. Step forward with the left foot, come into forward fold. And then coming up. And exhaling. Okay, so then we're going to come to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift the toes. Exhale down. Let's try tree. Now tree is a great root opener too, root chakra opener. So we bear down on one foot, turn the other one so that it rests against the ankle, and then raising it up. Bring the arms up. And then the hands down. And releasing. Let's try the other side. and bringing that foot up. Getting that gaze point. Raising the hands. So the balance varies day to day, and bringing the hands down and releasing. Inhale up, spread the toes. Exhale down. Okay, let's come down to the mat for the rest of the session. So bring your blanket back down. Have your pillow nearby. Let's just come down for a moment to the side. So let's do a few side stretches. So bring your legs and stack them. One arm comes under the head. And then as you stretch one leg down, stretch the other arm. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then just stretch that side of the body. And then back down. Now come up and just move to the other side. Stack the legs, extend the arm. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then just lengthen that body one more time. And coming back, just come up to a seated position. So we'll bring our hands up on the thighs, drawing the index finger and the thumb together in the Gyan Mudra, Mudra of intelligence, extending the other three fingers. We draw our attention to the root chakra at the base of the spine in the area of the genitals. And we're just going to do the seed sound, which is Lam. And as we do that seed sound, we're going to focus our attention on that spot at the base of the spine, envisioning a red light emanating from that area all the way down the legs and feet, grounding us to the earth. We inhale to begin. Just bringing the pillow under your head. If you have a bolster, bringing the bolster under your legs. And just extending the legs, bringing the palms up, and just allowing for some relaxation. We know that the mind is very busy. At least 50,000 thoughts a day, but for now, we allow the mind to rest. And we do that by bringing our attention to our breath. The rise and the fall of the breath. We notice our feet and allow them to relax. We soften the shins and the knees and the thighs. As we rest here, we have our palms up. We allow prana, life force, to enter through the palms of the hands, the soles of the feet, and the crown of the head. We notice the abdomen and soften all the organs there. We rest and relax the chest, opening the heart, that we might be more loving, more compassionate, less judgmental. We rest the head on the pillow and soften the face. Relax your tongue, your throat. Relax your eyes and rest your mind. And then very gently roll to your side and just rest there for a moment. With a feeling of surrender, feeling supported by the earth, safe and supported. And keeping that feeling, that serenity and safety, bring yourself to Sukhanasana, simple seated position. Bring the hands to heart center in prayer position. Bring the base of the thumbs to the sternum and lift the spine. And then bow the busy thinking mind to the more intuitive wisdom of the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste. Thank you. And thank you to Lois, my guest